time to make our fish pie, and this really is a showstopper for fish pie. So for this one today, I'm going to do it with crushed new potatoes on the top. So sometimes I do it with mashed potatoes, sometimes I do it with crushed new potatoes. So one of my children loves the crushed and one loves the mashed. Obviously nobody can agree, so we have to alternate it in our house. So I've got my new potatoes boiling, and I'm currently heating around 600 ml of regular whole milk here. So I'm not bringing it to the boil, but I want it to be hot. Now I'm going to just melt 50 grams of butter into this pan. This is room temperature butter, so it's going to melt really quickly. And then to that, I'm going to add 1 leek, which I've chopped quite finely, washed and chopped, and I'm going to add this to the butter. We're going to cut this down. So my butter's starting to bubble, so I can add the leeks even though some of it's not melted. We'll keep this over pretty high heat, so this can start to cook down. So what you also want to do is get your pie dish ready. It needs to be greased. So I've just got a fairly large pie dish, and I've just greased it with butter, and so that's ready to just pour the mixture into as soon as we've got it all together. So my leeks are cooking nicely here in the butter, so whilst they're cooking, just for another couple of minutes, I'm just going to zest 1 lemon. Lemon really does highlight this dish. You just want to grate it finely. So you only literally want the yellow part of the lemon. The white part is the pith, and that's really bitter, and that's certainly not a flavour we want to add into this dish. So our leeks cook down nicely here. We've got our lemon zest. I'm just going to scrape inside to make sure I don't leave any behind. Lovely. Okay, so now to our leeks, I'm just going to add 50 grams of plain flour. I'm just going to cook the flour and the leeks just for a minute or so. Nobody wants a taste of raw flour in their fish pie. I'm just going to cook this down. So I'm just going to take the heat off for a moment, and I'm going to take my hot milk mixture, and I'm just going to gradually add this in to my leeks. And I'm just going to let it incorporate each time I pour before I add the next bit. That way it means that you get a lovely smooth sauce as opposed to a lumpy one. At this point, I'm going to turn the heat back on. I want to get this back bubbling. And I'm just going to bring this up to a gentle simmer. Okay, now I'm going to add in the lemon zest. This is starting to bubble gently now. And I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of dill, which I've just chopped. Dill is just the perfect accompaniment for fish. So here, I've got my fish. So I've decided to put in my fish pie salmon, cod and prawns. You don't necessarily have to choose these particular fishes. Prawns, because my children love the prawns, they say that's the best bit and they fight over them. There's definitely a row if one gets more than the other. So when I'm serving up, I am actually counting out prawns. But I've got about 400 grams of salmon, I've got about 400 grams of cod, and then I've got about 165, 170 grams of prawns. And then I've just diced them, and they're all skinless and boneless. So we're going to add these now to our bubbling sauce. And I'm just going to stir them through, and I'm just going to let them cook just for a minute or two in the sauce on the stove before we put them into our baking dish. Okay, while that cooks just for a minute or two, I'll just tidy it up. So I'm going to bring over our dish. Less chance of it spilling. So now I'm going to spoon the fish mixture into the dish, and then we'll salt our potatoes. You need big mussels for this. This pan weighs a lot. So our fish is in. And now time to look at the potatoes. So we're going to drain these potatoes first, and they're just new potatoes whole at this point. So I'll just drain them off. So at this point, all I'm going to do is take a potato masher, and I'm just going to smash them almost a little bit. I'm just going to burst their skins and rough them up a little bit. And then I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. I'm just going to give them a quick stir. And now I'm going to spoon them on top of the pie. So some of them are mashed up, some of them are semi-whole, and that's the whole beauty of it. It's just very rustic and homemade. And then to finish off, I'm just going to drizzle over a little bit more olive oil. So, I'm just going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And then I'm just going to pop it in the oven for around 40 minutes and dinner will be served. So 40 minutes have passed and our fish pie should be done. Bubbling, crispy, goodness.